Floyd B. Olson, elected President of the USA. What route is that? Oh, you know what, that's right, yeah, here we go, The United States tree has changed since I last looked at it. Oh, it made a naval landing. I think. Either that or they've been encircled. Support the CIFRC? The province of Sichuan has long been subject to food insecurity. Recently, however, this problem has greatly worsened, and the province has officially entered a famine. Philanthropists from around the world have begun to assemble conference to help the province, and have organized internationally into the China International Famine Relief Commission. Many of these philanthropists have influence within our government. By petitioning, we directly support famine relief efforts. This has the potential to greatly improve the international perception of our government, but it will be costly. Send them a shipment of grain. Or give them financial support? Which one do I do? Financial support. It looks like Republican victory in Brazil. Good for them. Looks like the Indochina Union might not win this. Well, they're coming back a little. ANI overthrows Italian government. After failing in their attempt to take power in the 1937 elections, Italo Balbo and the ANI today overthrew the Italian government following months of insurrection and bombings. The Republican government's attempts to keep order failed miserably enough that sentiment turned against them, and the ANI pounced on this weakness and gained considerable support within the Italian military. With demonstrations filling the streets, particularly in Venice, Italo Balbo today announced that the ANI is taking complete control and would see that the nation remains strong in the face of the syndicalist threat. Legionnaire Italy. Oh god, it's the fascists. Sorry, national populists. God damn it, Italy's fascist. Well, one of the Italys is. There's a lot of them, okay? Well, there's three main Italys, then there's Rome, and then there's Sardinia. More civil wars in China. Conscription crisis in Quebec. I don't care about the Canadians. What was I doing? Yes, I was watching Indochina. Oh, no East Turkestan this time. Yeah, it's just Germany East Asia that's doing this on their own. standoff in America. President Floyd Olson experienced a major blow today as a large number of governors declared his government illegitimate, throwing their support behind either Southern populist Huey Long or the syndicalist leader Jack Reed. They have stopped short of seceding from the Union, but declare that the federal government holds no authority within their state borders until Olson steps down and a reconciliation council under their chosen leader is put in place to restore order to the nation. In response, President Olson has given the governors 30 days to stand down, making it all but certain that the United States would ascend into civil war for the second time in less than a century. Yep. I believe with the president they chose, the Pacific states of America don't pop out immediately. Jabal Shamar's capitulated, as they always do. Oop. I think those are states seceding. Subsidies for farmers. Oop, China. What's all the pop-ups, China? That's 1937. Wallens.
Zum Ausrücken.
How are my stockpiles looking? Yeah, let's do some exercises to get some experience. I want to do some changes to my divisions. Rise of the Volst. Oh, it's Russia stuff. Russia's fascist too. Okay. Looks like we're having a fascist game, I guess. First one of the Italians is fascist, now Russia is. What's they're doing? Yes. Review in a moment. Oops. I hit W by accident. Serbia crowns King Alexander II. Since the end of the Austrian occupation during the 1920s, Serbia has officially been a kingdom. They never dared to crown a king as they were forced to keep a low profile in the light of further Austrian aggression. Peter Božović, the regent of Serbia for almost 2 decades and a known royalist, has now decided to restore the monarchy. Alexander II, the son of former King Peter I, has accepted the crown and was today crowned as King of Serbia. This controversial move is likely to upset the Austrian and Bulgarian governments. This is outrageous! This is madness! Oh no, this is Serbia. Oh, there it is. And Canada took New England. And yeah, the Pacific states haven't popped out yet. So the USA might have it. Whoops. I pressed in. Press in to turn on the day-night cycle, apparently. The German candidate becomes the new High Commissioner of Delegation Cities. Following the outbreak of the Second American Civil War, delegation cities, heavily reliant on American protection and influence, I thought they were reliant on Japanese. Whatever. Fell into a power vacuum. The Legation Council has to vote on a new High Commissioner to lead the mandate into the future. And it seems they have chosen Ambassador Bonenheimer, the German delegate. This probably signals an anti-Japanese turn in the cities, and possibly a pro-Zeely alignment. Which is very interesting, consider the Japanese, the ones protecting them at the moment. Canada invokes the War Measures Act. The War Measures Act, legislation which grants the Canadian government sweeping powers to override civil liberties and ignore Parliament, has been passed in the Dominion of Canada and read out to the House of Commons by King Edward VIII, having been enacted only once before in 1917 during the Weltkrieg. It has ostensibly been passed to deal with Canada's current war, though most understand it is primarily to deal with the massive unrest in Quebec. King Edward's first measure taken under the Act's new authority was to dismiss the Prime Minister, replacing him with former Conservative leader Arthur Bacon, a hardliner who is part of the King's inner circle. As a result, the King has been the focal point of ire by many Canadians who are protesting the government's move, saying the War Measures Act is unnecessary and tyrannical. Canada moves towards authoritarianism, it seems. Oh yeah, authoritarian Democrat. But yeah. Tyrannical indeed. There is no authoritarian Democrat on this pie. Democracy prevails in the Philippines. Good for them. Man, Canada went authoritarian Democrat without having any authoritarian Democrat support. Did they have any things that'll change that? Yeah, China stuff. Country is Bohemia. Why do I have the option if I'm not Bohemia? Oh, one of the following. Has completed Focus Skoda. Do I have Focus for Skoda? Yes, right here. Plus hard and soft attack, but plus 10% production cost. Yeah, I'll wait then. Ooh, I can change my economy law. Let's do that. And watch the Americans shoot at each other. More than normal, obviously. Don't get angry, I can say that because I'm American. There. Mongolia declared war on the Maklik, and the Maklik declared war on Tibet. Okay, so they're going for the old sandwich war. Ausgleich preparations. Every 10 years since 1867, Austrian and Hungarian delegations meet to discuss how much each side of the empire puts into the common ministries. The ministries for foreign, military, and financial affairs. However, due to their loss and demand for reparations for the Croatian territories, the renegotiations of 1927 came to a standstill, resulting in Hungary not having paid anything into the common treasury for the last decade. Hungary's state, as a renegade crown under the Kaiser's reign, has been a thorn in Austria's side for a while now, and at least some efforts have to be made to bring them back to the herd. Invite them formally. Hungary attends the Ausgleich renegotiations. While there was some doubt whether Hungary would be willing to sort out the diplomatic differences between our two halves of the empire, they have agreed. Naturally they do. Who's justifying on me? What's France doing? I'm sorry? Oh, they're demanding territory from the Swiss. What does that have to do with me? Why does that make it... Okay. Invite others to the Ausgleich. Let's see. Well, there's certain things I have to do. All nationalities or all kingdoms? Invite all peoples of the dual monarchy. Yes, okay. I just need to reform Hungary and get them as a subject. Finland has joined the Reichspakt. Bohemia agrees to attend. Our courier has returned from Bohemia, carrying a reply from the Bohemian government. They are very happy to be able to attend the negotiations and send their best wishes. Hungary protests against the other delegations. Word has come from Hungary that they condemn the fact that we have invited other delegations than them to the negotiations. Whether this condemnation is backed by anything, we will have to see. Hungary, don't be a little bitch. Galicia and Lodomeria agrees to attend. Illyria agrees to attend. Wonderful. Nicaragua declared war on Honduras. They're looking awfully red. Yeah, they're sort of red. Second International. Goddamn commies. Yeah, I think the Patagonia Workers' Front is the big thing that was changed in this update. Paraguay declared war on Argentina. Chile and Argentinian war. God damn it. God damn it, Chile. Why are you always starting wars? The delegations arrive. Despite the fear that Hungary would not take kindly to us having invited other delegations beside theirs to the negotiations, they have arrived in Vienna yesterday, amongst the delegations from Bohemia, Galicia, and Illyria. While this year's Ausgleich renegotiations are attended by politicians and thinkers from all over the empire, the Hungarians remain at the center, since their problem is the most important to solve. Festivities last long into the night. What a night. A Hungarian delegate holds a speech. On the first day of the negotiations, speeches were held. One Hungarian politician has delivered the following. Are we not to be proud of the Austro-Hungarian Empire? For decades now, the man in Vienna has strived to reform what was already perfect. I believe that Austria and Hungary together have a part to play in the future of the world. Together, we shall make Austria-Hungary great again. We need to make Austria-Hungary great again. There you go, I did it. I did the Trump impersonation. We need to build a wall and make the Serbians pay for it. Serbians are going to pay for our wall. Where was I in reading? I was too busy doing Trump impersonations. With his compatriots, while his compatriots were visibly disturbed by this implication that Kaiser Karl's federalization policies were a mistake, he himself seemed rather pleased, despite the absence of applause. Just go with how insolent. I want to do federalization. Bolivia declares war on Chile. Bolivia declares war on Paraguay. Yay. As anticipated, the Hungarian delegation once again demands compensation for the loss of the territories of Croatia's Slavonia that were in vassalage under the Hungarian crown until 1925, when said territories were occupied by the Revolution of Southern Slavs, which ended with the secession of the land in 1926 to the newly reformed Kingdom of Illyria. The Hungarian delegation still claimed the land as their own, but acknowledged that having them under Hungarian control again is impossible. Therefore, like in 1927, they demand a hefty sum of money to be transferred to their treasury. Offer them to pay from our own coffers. This debt should be paid by the Illyrians. Let's try and negotiate here. Let's negotiate. Bohemia proposes a Slovak state. In the vein of the discussions on the day before, the Bohemian delegation brings up the issue that is the Slovak people living under direct rule of the Hungarian crown, without any special rights or autonomy. The Slovak people have been the victim of an ongoing policy of Magyarization. Bohemian delegation proposes the creation of an autonomous state for the Slovak people as a solution to free their brothers from the Magyar yoke. Guess event Hungary abandons Ausgleich. I should not do that one then. It's certainly a thing Hungary should consider. If I want to do what I want to do, I need to get Hungary reformed. Polish propose a Polish protectorate. Several prominent members of the Polish delegation have endorsed a more active stance in our diplomatic relationship with Poland. While Poland was left to be in the German sphere after the war, the Galatians still see Poland as their homeland, now suppressed by Prussian rule. They wish for us to liberate their compatriots. Poland is not yet lost. We shall consider this. Galicia demands Transcarpathia. That one right there. Joining in on the recent trend of demanding Hungarian lands, the Ruthenian delegation reminds us that their brothers across the Carpathians are not even recognized by the Hungarian government. The Ausgleich negotiations are not a place to ask for territorial concessions. Illyria demands the Baka, or however you say that. Joining in on the recent trend of demanding Hungarian land, Illyria now too demands the cession of that territory. While it is home to many Illyrians, claiming this strip of land in the southernmost region of Hungary is a rather audacious move by the Illyrian delegation, especially considering that Hungary is not yet formally recognizing the South Slovak state. Yeah, again, not the place for that. Please stop. Romanians in autonomous Transylvania? While Transylvania holds some recognition by Hungary, it is by no means near the level of Cisleithanian states enjoy. The Romanian delegation puts in a word for being put on the same level as the state of the Austrian half. Again, it gets them to abandon it. The Hungarian delegation should consider this. The Ausgleich came to an end yesterday. All delegations went home today. Let's hope this upholds peace within the Empire. I did it right.